Alright. I'm old. But, yo.
Watching soft porn?
No? Oh, there we are. Oh, it's you. Hey, how's it going? What's up?
Ha.
Oh. No, just, trying to kind of stay ready and calm and prepared. Well, that took long enough. Oh, they let that girl out or what? Um, I have to go to court on Tuesday, and I don't know. Hey, Bronwyn, what's up?
She broke her ankle and ran off to kill again. How many?
Well, hopefully it's a lot harder to convince little kids to kill each other on the internet these days. I don't believe it would be, though. There's a manhunt for Slenderman? Ah! There's a manhunt for me, too. They're just not looking very hard. Or at all. Maybe the real Slenderman. Oh my god. Ah! Finally, after all these years. It's about time they got to be together.
Who did something like that?
Like what? That little Amanda girl or whatever her name was that killed her buddy. Doesn't baffle me. I had a little girl. I know how little girls are. Y'all, that your emotions get all crazy and run wild and shit. It's a wonder there's not more dead bodies out there. Maybe there is, and just nobody knows. You don't know who she is? You don't know about? You never heard about the Slenderman killings? Are you joking? They were like 10-year-old kids that like killed their buddy. Slenderman definitely knows. That man, I bet it was that fucking teacher. That she ran off with that teacher.
No, I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
Okay, well, it was a girl that read a whole bunch of Slenderman stories online and then started imagining that, or was maybe getting real phone calls from somebody pretending to be Slender, whatever, and had to kill her friend because of this phone calls. And you ever read Slenderman at all?
I think she was boinking her teacher.
I don't think she was boinking her teacher. I think her teacher was trying to get her. He was writing stories for these kids. Like he ended up being I don't know if he got held responsible or he just got fired because of it. But he was writing stories, like submitting stories to these girls that
I heard the theory, but not about the actual man.
see, Slenderman teacher story.
Remember, I told you that his
Eric Knudsen. Yeah, Eric Knudsen. Apparently he disappeared 2 years ago. So he disappeared and now she's gone. What a crazy coincidence. Whoa. Okay. So he's still on Instagram, apparently. He's not disappeared. Or something.
He was a so-called PTF from Rhode Island.
Oh, see? So you know exactly what I'm talking about. You think you're funny? Oh! Really? That's crazy, Whitney. Is that guy a pedophile? Why in the hell? Okay. Why is anybody writing to a little kid? I guess she's probably not a little kid now. Was it that long ago? No. Oh, maybe there's been a movie about it, right?
Hess still writing Taylor Shatner's. I know what happened to Victoria J.
Morgan Geyser is currently missing. Crazy. Hey, wait, let's see what she... 2014, so that was 11 years ago. And they were... So she's like 21 now? 22? $19, maybe?
Taylor Shatner is the one girl who is never to the end. Morgan Maser is dead.
Who is that? I said Geyser. She was committed to 25 years in mental hospital, Associated Press reported, but was released to 2021 on condition she lived with her father, where a GPS monitor, and has now gone on the lam and is... She's like missed. Lorena Bobbitt. You know what I think's funny? Have you ever heard Lorena Bobbitt talk about cutting her husband's penis off? Just talking about it makes her mad. It's so funny. At least it used to. Oh, there's my lighter. I don't remember what talk show she was on.
She doesn't want anything to do with the poker guy, but it doesn't work that way when you get famous by killing your person.
I don't know. Carla Mocha seems to have slithered her way out. That's hilarious. Anissa Weir. Grade 6, so maybe they were 12 years old. She was 22 in January this year. Oh, she was already 22. Whoa. Okay. I need to look this up. Yeah, didn't she change her name like 2 more times though? I thought she was like totally incognito now. Oh man, the ADHD got me. Oh. Okay, Kyle Rittenhouse was in Kenosha. I thought it was Wakushka, whatever the fuck. Waukesha. I thought it was the same place the Slenderman shit happened. So wait, where was the Daryl Gates? Is that his name? No. Huh. I know the lady that wrote the first book about those two. The first authorized one or whatever.
just got the information that she still lives in Montreal but in the suburbs.
Okay.
I will post the link here.
Oh boy.
How you doing? Good. Oh, okay, welcome. I live in Colorado now. Hi. How you doing? Okay, good. Oh, okay.
I can't click that. But I will come in there in a second and get it.
Liam? Danny, nice to meet you. Erica, nice to meet you. Oh,
Fuck.
that's awesome. How are you enjoying your journey with Pokemon? Good? Here, can I add a card to your binder? But you have to promise that it's going to stay in there for a long time. Okay? It's a Jim Stamps from Japan.
Oregano, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, salt, and cayenne pepper. Fuck. I don't have oregano.
What do you get for that? Even trade. Yeah?
Fuck.
Alright, Liam. We're gonna do a deal right now for Liam. We're taking out the ADP tag team DX, and we're taking in these. Okay. But it's really, really nice. We'll have a good time. Thank you. I appreciate you, Liam. Hi. How you doing?
Ugh. It's like day 3 or 4. Holy fuck. Don't do it. Okay.
Carla Mocha served 12 years in prison for manslaughter after a plea deal for testifying against her ex-husband, Paul Bernardo,
What is the name of this place?
in 2005. Since then, she's kept a low profile.
Chateau Guay? What? That is the craziest French word. Why would they put a gay at the end of it?
Going by the name Leanne Teal, and for the past 2 years, she has reportedly lived in this suburb south of Montreal with her husband and their 3 children.
To hear that some.
It sounds like it's on somebody's TV.
Many neighbors just learned that through media reports this week.
I was totally shocked. She's here?
Yes,
Oh my
it's
God.
correct.
Get out of here.
Homolka's children.
Get out of here. You know, what are the odds Carla Homolka is going to reoffend? It's like impossible, right?
Oh, this is a rural.
She doesn't have another little sister. And fucking Bernardo's still in jail, right? Whatever. She volunteers at an elementary school?
See, I was trying to dissociate her from Mariah.
Haha. Haha.
No, she doesn't want what she killed her.
That's funny. Wow. Get out of here. You should go meet her. Go buddy up with her. She needs a friend.
She married her attorney's brother.
That's wild.
WTF.
What the fuck? What? Attorney brothers have money sometimes. Maybe he's an architect. You don't know?
Millions and become one of the most popular liquor brands in America because what people have been drinking isn't whiskey, it just looks like it is. Fireball Whiskey sells in over 170,000 stores, and not one of those little red bottles.
These guys are talking shit about Fireball. Yes. We're watching this. Because Fireball is for fucking stupid people.
Level 2. What's the camera? I'm confused, Lowell.
Oh, that's out front of my house. Here.
5 years, these mini bottles raked in over $70 million, fought lawsuits, and became
Yes,
one
I
of the top
did.
10
Saying
beer
she's
brands
sick
in
of making her
America.
life better
All
when
by
she
using
leaves
a
her sister
simple
and two
loophole
young girls.
anyone could have spotted. But to understand how Fireball pulled off one of the most successful whiskey scams in American history, we need to start at the beginning,
Killed.
because before the tiny bottle scam, there was a much bigger one. The year is 2007. Flavored spirits are exploding, college parties are raging, and on the bottom shelf of every liquor store sits a forgotten failure, Dr. McGillicuddy's Fireball Whiskey. Too sweet for whiskey drinkers, too boring for college kids,
Whiskey
a schnapps
what?
pretending to be a whiskey
Oh,
shooter,
killed.
dying a slow
Ha!
death.
That's a
But
crazy
inside the
typo.
Sazerac Company boardroom, an executive sees what
I was like,
everyone
man,
else missed.
what difference does it
The
make if
schnapps
she
market
licks
for
them?
young adults is crowded, but the whiskey market is wide open. So they ask
She didn't kill
themselves
3
one
people,
simple
did she?
question. What if we created a whiskey designed for parties, not whiskey drinkers? But there were 3 problems standing in their way. Problem number 1. The name Dr. McGillicuddy's Fireball Whiskey was about as catchy as reading a prescription bottle. Problem number 2.
Oh!
Real whiskey burns. College kids wanted shots that went down like candy. And finally,
That
problem
shit.
number 3. Real whiskey takes years to age and costs a fortune to make. Time and money Sazerac didn't have. However, what happens next reveals just how far one company was willing to go to bend the rules. First, they killed the old name. Out went Dr. McGillicuddy's, and in came one explosive word: Fireball. Dangerous, modern,
I remember
memorable,
Dr.
a name that
McGillicuddy's.
screamed party instead of medicine cabinet. Second, they kept the sugary schnapps formula. Smooth, sweet, and dangerously easy to drink. One Reddit user put it perfectly: it tastes like drinking apple pie. But here's where the real trickery begins. They needed to call
Is
it
it really?
whiskey, but there was a massive legal problem. To be real whiskey in America, you need 2 things: at least 40% alcohol,
Yeah, so they dropped
and
the
aged for
E.
at least 2 years in barrels. Fireball, as it sat, was technically a schnapps marketed as a whiskey-style shooter. It contained just 33% alcohol and had no aging to speak of. But then they found a loophole. If you slap flavored whiskey on the label and add a trace amount of real whiskey, you don't need to distill, age, or do any of the hard work. You can skip the process entirely. So that's exactly what they did. They bought cheap pre-made Canadian whiskey from a distributor and blended just enough into their candy schnapps to technically qualify as flavored whiskey.
Oh.
Real whiskey, 40%. Fireball, 33%, but because it's flavored, it scrapes by legally. However, in places like Europe and Japan, they can't sell it as whiskey because it doesn't meet the alcohol or aging requirements. But in America, totally legal. In one move, Sazerac had solved all of their problems. A product that looked like whiskey, tasted like candy, and could legally call itself flavored whiskey. But making fake whiskey was only the beginning. Now they had to sell it. And that's when they unleashed one of the most brilliant marketing strategies in spirits history. Marketing lesson number 1. Authentic word of mouth is the most powerful form of advertising. People don't buy goods and services, they buy relations, stories, and magic. Seth Godin in his book Lynchpin in 2010. 2007, Richard Holmes, a brand ambassador, walks into a Nashville bar with a simple mission: make Fireball the most talked about shot in America. Not with TV commercials, not with celebrity endorsements, but with free shots. His strategy was genius in its simplicity. Walk into a bar, buy shots for strangers, post it on social media, move to the next bar, and repeat it every single night. Fireball didn't position itself as a premium whiskey, it positioned itself as the shot everyone was doing. The drink that turned strangers into friends, the drink that made nights legendary. But here's what made this strategy absolutely lethal for competitors. Bars loved it too. Marketing lesson number 2. Make your distributors your best salesmen. Every customer interaction is a marketing opportunity. If you go above and beyond on the customer service side, people are much more likely to recommend you. Stuart Butterfield, co-founder of Slack and Flickr. Here's an interesting stat. Liquor shots have a profit markup of 400 to 500%, the highest of any drink type. A single Fireball shot costs a bar about 60 cents to pour, and they sell it for $5 to $7 a shot. That's roughly a 900% markup, all from one quick pour. So when
Only
a
$5 to
Fireball
$7
ambassador
more than
walked in
that.
buying rounds of shots, bartenders paid attention. Within just 2 years, from 2011 to 2013, Fireball went from $1.9 million in retail sales to $61 million, a 3,100% increase. The brand that was once dying on shelves was now outselling Jameson and Patron, all from a strategy that started with one guy buying shots in Nashville bars. But buying bar shots was just phase 1. Sazerac knew something critical. If they wanted to dominate, they needed to be everywhere young people gathered, so they built an army.
Marketing lesson number 3, depth is far more powerful than width. The essence of marketing is narrowing
Fireball
the focus.
LFG.
You become stronger when you reduce the scope of your operations. Al
Have you
Rees
not been
from his
listening?
book Focus
You're
in
funny.
1996. Fireball doubled down on what
It's
they were
terrible.
doing. No promotional
It's
gear,
fake
no
whiskey.
corporate pitches, just regular people handing out free Fireball. They showed up at college tailgates, country music festivals, hockey arenas, anywhere crowds gathered, Fireball was there. And unlike other brands spending millions on TV ads and celebrities, Fireball spent almost nothing on traditional marketing. While competitors poured money into Super Bowl commercials, Fireball invested in grassroots activation. Throughout the 2010s, their marketing agency Zender deployed just a handful of ambassadors to key markets.
Goldschlager
Within
is
3
better.
years, that team grew to nearly 25 ambassadors across more than 20 states. They didn't look like marketers, they looked like friends, standing in line at bars, buying drinks, posting on Instagram, creating organic buzz.
Agreed.
And the strategy paid off. By 2014, when you factor in bars, Fireball hit $863.5 million in total sales. It became the 7th most popular liquor brand in America. But just as Fireball was reaching its peak, something went very, very wrong. 2014, Fireball gets pulled from shelves across Europe. The reason? Propylene glycol. The same chemical is used in antifreeze. But before you panic, propylene glycol is FDA approved and actually appears in tons of foods. But
It
here's
does.
the thing, Europe has stricter limits, and Fireball was way over them. Marketing lesson number 4.
Too much
Crisis creates
propylene
opportunity.
glycol.
This defines entrepreneur and entrepreneurship.
Why?
The entrepreneur always searches for change, responds to it, and exploits it as an opportunity. Peter F. Drucker. So what did Sazerac do? Freak out, issue apologies, recall everything?
There's the Pitbull
Nope.
song as
In just
well.
3 weeks, they
Fireball.
reformulated the entire European
Is it
recipe,
really?
lowered the propylene glycol, and kept selling. Crisis averted, profit
I don't think I ever
secured.
heard it.
But here's
Thank
what the
God.
scandal revealed. Fireball had always been willing to operate in the gray areas of regulation. The antifreeze scandal should have destroyed Fireball. Instead, it made
The
the brand even more
antifreeze
famous.
scandal.
Everyone was talking about Fireball. News outlets, social media, and in the liquor industry, awareness is everything. By the end of 2015, the brand had overtaken Jägermeister in popularity and had
Blech.
also become the top-selling flavored whiskey in the
I like
entirety
Jäger,
of the
but-
United States. The scandal
Blech.
didn't kill them, it amplified them. And they were about to do it again, but this time on an even bigger scale. 2016. Fireball is dominating liquor stores, but Sazerac sees an opportunity worth hundreds of millions of dollars. What if they could sell Fireball everywhere? Not just liquor stores, gas stations, grocery stores, and convenience
Oh,
stores.
well, drugstores and-
170,000 new locations. There was just one problem.
What-
Real
what?
whiskey can't legally be sold in those stores. State law prohibits it.
And
Sazerac
antifreeze
didn't
is
see a
good.
problem.
Got
They saw
it?
another loophole.
Right.
Marketing lesson number 5. People don't buy what you make. They buy what they think you make. Things do not pass for what they are, but for what they seem. Most things are judged
People don't
by
buy what you
jackets.
make, they
Balthazar Gracian, Spanish philosopher. So Fireball created a second version of its product. This one contained only 16.5% alcohol and legally classified as a malt beverage. This meant it could be sold in gas stations and convenience stores where hard liquor isn't allowed. And despite clearly not being whiskey, Sazerac chose to package it with the same name, same logo,
Knock
and same
off
bottle design.
Fireball.
One was cinnamon whiskey, the other was a cinnamon-flavored malt beverage
Oh.
designed to feel like whiskey. The difference? A single word. The big bottle says cinnamon whiskey, the tiny bottle says cinnamon. And if you squint at
Right?
the fine print, it says malt
Eric,
beverage
here's
with
the
natural
shit.
whiskey
Malt
or
beverage with
flavors,
natural
not
whiskey.
whiskey flavors.
Oh,
And here's the
gross,
real
dude.
genius. Most consumers don't read labels, they glance at them. Packaging experts say that in a physical store,
That's why he
shoppers
drinks the
take
little
just 3 to
ones.
5 seconds to notice a product and decide whether or not to purchase it. And Sazerac knew that, so they designed a bottle where
Like, I
3
drink
seconds
these
simply
all night
wasn't
and not
enough to
get
tell the
drunk, and
difference.
nobody'll know.
The result? Fireball's mini bottles flooded 170,000 stores across America, and the public, most had no idea they weren't drinking whiskey.
Mini
In fact,
bottles.
those tiny bottles became so successful that Fireball was ranked as a top 50 beer brand in America. Yes, beer, not whiskey, because legally,
Wow.
that's what it was. The deception was perfect and very profitable.
Boo.
Over the next 5 years, those tiny bottles brought in an estimated
Busted.
$70 million. Between the whiskey version and the malt beverage version, Fireball was everywhere. Bars, liquor stores, grocery stores, you couldn't escape it, and that was the point. But eventually, someone noticed. February 2023. A New York woman
Who's
named
drinking
Sharon
cups?
Cazzaro files a class action lawsuit against Sazerac. Her claim? Fraud. She bought what she thought was whiskey at a gas station. What she got was beer with whiskey flavoring. The lawsuit claims Sazerac deliberately designed the tiny bottles to look almost identical to the big ones.
tiny
to
little
trick
tiny
consumers.
writing.
The only difference was the one word on the label. In Sazerac's defense, we followed all the FDA labeling requirements, which was technically true. But the lawsuit raised a harder question.
What
Just
do you
because
mean,
something's
guys? We
legal,
did
does that
everything
make
it
it right?
said.
The case argued that Sazerac violated federal labeling requirements for distilled spirits, the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, and consumer fraud protections across multiple states. As of today, the products are still selling, the
Can you
lawsuit
just
is still
package beer
ongoing,
in a
and
fucking
Fireball
little
hasn't
tiny
changed a thing.
Fireball bottle
And here's
like
the
that?
final lesson Fireball teaches us.
I guess.
Fireball didn't sell whiskey, they sold the feeling of whiskey. The fire, the rebellion, the illusion, a bottle built on brandy, not barrels. And it worked. From $1.9 million in 2011 to $863.5 million in 2014, a 45,000% increase in just 3 years. They didn't change what was inside the bottle, they changed what people
Drink
believed was
Fireball because they want to be
because in marketing,
badasses.
reality doesn't
Ah,
matter,
pussy.
perception does. Now if you like this
Isn't it
video, hit
sad
that
I know all
subscribe
this
button,
because
and
of
if
the
you want to
logo I
understand
used
marketing...
to follow.
Really? About Fireball? Do you really? That's wild. I know, I knew that there was like a controversy about fake Fireball. Because Eric brought it up once. What's up, dude? What's up? What do you want? Nothing? Alright. Okay, you got it, buddy. You wanna wait a little bit or what? Okay. No, by the way, it's not sad. I think it's good that you learn pretty much everywhere that you are. What's this other video?
Canada's notorious schoolgirl killer is an occasional volunteer at a Montreal...
Oh, okay. Oh, the asylum is live.
Hello everybody and welcome back. Look at that beautiful.
Canada's
Get out of here.
schoolgirl killer is an...
Not you. Bub. Damn it. I heard a video earlier that was talking about Well, it was talking about aliens. Okay, you know what? I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to shut this down and start StreamYard.